Last time on Taverns and Caverns Side Stories. A group of adventurers named Ekhardt Sorensen, Sam Laundren, Yelar, and Kai all met together at a mercenary service office. During their meeting, they spoke with an old mercenary named Garrison Malborin, who had offered all of them a hefty amount of gold for a particular job. The party was to meet with a woman from the lands of Ashae and transport her safely to the Azurian stronghold located deep within the decaying wastes. Our party soon met with a woman named Esqa and made way towards the Shalune woodlands, their first major stepping stone of this adventure. Will our adventurers find safety or danger within the deep Shalune woodlands of Estel Duin? Side Stories, Episode 10, Sorceress of Aloria, Part 2. You enter the woodlands, and this is a massive forest. The trees are extremely tall here. They go 20 feet plus. It is a massive place. And once you enter there, it's not dark like some of the other forests around Tirastir. The sunlight does pierce through the trees up above. So you do have a sense of light as you're walking around. And the path continues on. There is a path that leads you to the Darkfin marshes through the Shalune woodlands if you follow it. And for the most part, it would be advisable in your experiences that the main travel path is probably the safest outside of running into monsters. Now, you all know that there are thieves, there are bandits, and they most likely hide on the main path as well. So that is something the more experienced travelers would also know, is you risk possibly running into bandits on the main roads, but at the same time, you're not risking running into the monsters that creep around in the woodlands if you follow the main path for the most part. Now, I mean, things can happen. I mean, it's the world of D&D, but you know. But you guys eventually get there, and you start walking through the Shalune woodlands, and I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably about 5 p.m., and it's growing late, and you know the group, you know, in a couple of hours, the sun's going to be down. It's probably best to set up camp at some point in time. But you all are following this path, and I want to go ahead and have you all make me some perception checks.
Concentrated on Luna, apparently.
So can my character, while you guys are walking on the main path, can my character kind of be like making his way quietly through because as you said, we are well traversed characters.
Yeah, you want to be like on the side of the main road, kind of following in the trees.
Yeah, probably in the trees if that's possible.
Yeah, we can do that.
Like in the bushes, kind of hiding.
Yes. All right. So you go ahead and make me if you're trying to be hidden, make me a stealth roll.
Big dude, go. Bend that leg. Right, is about what I expected.
All right. So Kai, you got an 8 on your perception. Ekhardt, you got 14. And Rodimus, you got a 4. So Rod, Yelar, you're not really seeing much up in the distance. You're in the back of the group, so you're more worried about what's behind the party. Ekhardt and Patrick, you guys both see what's up ahead. Kai, you don't really pay too much attention. You looked up, you didn't see much, so you look back down. Maybe you're petting Luna at this particular moment or something. But Patrick, while you're on the side with a 10, I mean,
I tripped over a rock.
You're able to stealthily move through the trees. However, you're not the best at it. I mean, you got a base 10, so you're able to be stealthy. However, off in the distance, you might not be as stealthy as you may think. And Ekhardt and Patrick, though, Sam, you both can see this because you both rolled higher than a 10. Up ahead of the path, the main path, you all see some smoke kind of moving upwards into the air. You can tell it's from a campfire. You see some tents kind of pitched up on the side of the road, and there's a couple of people sitting there at the tents. And I'm going to go ahead and change the map. Let's go ahead and do this. At the bottom left of where you currently are, I'm going to reveal another map. 1 second. Go ahead and move your characters to the right portion of this map. Okay. All right, everyone over there. All right, perfect. Okay, so You all, or the two of you, see this encampment up ahead on the side of the road. Again, eventually, Yelar, you'll see it, and Kai, you'll eventually see it. But at this particular second, you're just not seeing it. But the two of you, you see this group of people. There's several people. Let me put them on. Some adventurers kind of just sitting at this camp. They look like they're adventurers anyway. So you see this group of adventurers sitting there, but they notice you all coming. You're on the main path, so you're as clear as day for them. And as they notice you, two of them come walking towards the party. I'll go ahead and move them here. And before they get there, do either of the two of you that saw this group do anything or say anything before they get to you?
I want to at least let the people know that there's something in front of us.
Okay.
And then I'd prefer, like I said, like you said, I'm kind of in the bushes, but I mean, it's not that hard to see me, I guess.
Yeah. So with a base 10, let me make a roll.
He's crouched in a bush, but like his torso and head.
Yeah, they definitely see a big figure just kind of like sneaking around behind trees. They can't see your fully. They see something just like tiptoeing.
Does it? Okay, so can I make an intimidation roll?
Well, once they get to you, we can.
Yeah, we don't even know who they are yet.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make the intimidation roll. Maybe if they look up to us and think about doing anything, they're
yes. So
I'm a big motherfucker.
Yeah, so let's
in the bushes.
we'll do the intimidation roll if you decide these are people you want to intimidate.
Okay.
So, Ekhardt, you notice them as well. As you're the only other person. Do you see anything to the group? Looks like.
I think the first thing that he's going to do is he's going to do a perception to see if he sees any particular regalia on them that would kind of tie them to any particular nation.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception for me. A 6.
Not my best.
All right. So you're looking, and as they're walking, they all seem to be wearing different clothing. And to your knowledge, even though you can't see very well up in the distance, the two people coming up towards you, they're all wearing like random gear. To your knowledge, they're probably just random adventurers. If anything, they don't look like bandits. They all have decent equipment on, but there's no regalia or anything like that that would tie them to a specific army of any kind.
Then allow me to channel something. Hail and well met.
The two adventurers that are walking towards the party, at this point, you all know that they're coming, even though you didn't see them. Yelar and Kai, you know, because the other two told you. They're not coming. I know they have swords out right now on their things. They're not coming at you with their swords.
What is Luna doing?
Luna is sticking right in front of Esqa as type of protection.
Is Luna growling or?
No, she's intently watching.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. So the two adventurers, or you would assume they're adventurers, are camping in the middle of the Shalune woodlands. They come walking towards you. One is a dwarf, and the other is an elf, a high elf. And they both are wearing like leather armor, nothing too fancy, but nothing too. It doesn't look like cheap armor. They have decent armor on. They both have their weapons drawn. I mean, not drawn. I'm sorry, sheathed. And the two of them walk up to you. The elf steps forward. Hail! It is good to see friendly faces in the middle of the Shalune woodlands. We are a group of adventurers here, hunting down some monsters for the Adventurers Guild. May I ask the names of your lovely group here? He looks at Ekhardt because you're the one that spoke up to them.
I'm going to assume he didn't pick up very much from that initial intro.
Yeah, you got a 10 insight. You're indifferent.
Yeah. He'll just, he'll say, it is a pleasure, members of the Adventurers Guild. It's always nice to see you out and about and hopefully looking to do the best for the people of this nation. What you are met with this day is a traveling party, including myself, Ekhardt, Sorensen, and my good friends. We're on a traveling piece where we're looking to follow along until we start to get just outside of the nation.
The elf looks at Ekhardt. Heading to the Darkfin Marshes, then. That's quite the travel. You have a couple more weeks here in the Shalune woodlands. I'd say probably another 2 weeks, depending on if you're doing it all on foot, and it seems like you're doing it on foot. That's quite some time.
Yes, if you have any horses laying about and you're willing to part with them comfortably, we would love to have the extra ability to travel faster.
The dwarf laughs at Eckhart's comment. Horses, I wish we had some ourselves. We don't have any, as you can see behind us. We just set up camp for the night. It is getting late. It is dangerous out here in the woodlands, though, at night. I would suggest keeping to the main paths. If you'd like, we can share our camp here if you want to set up camp near us. We could use some fellow adventurers such as yourselves. You know, it's boring from time to time talking to the same people, if you know what I mean. And
as a Dornian myself, I know how it is to be met with those who you've traveled with for a long time.
the dwarf just, yes, exactly. And the elf interrupts the dwarf. Well, yes, as my friend has said, we have just set up camp. If you would like, we warn you, though, it is very dangerous here in the Shalune woodlands at night. It is getting late. It's probably best for you to set up camp sometime soon. Why not join us?
Well, I'll leave that to the opinion of my friends. While we are a more than adept group here, I'd like to get their opinion if they would like to take up resting here. Everyone, these fine gentlemen are encouraging us to set up our tents and comfort, as we are starting to get close to the end of this day. And they are right, these woods can be quite dangerous after sunset.
Sam, I'm going to have him step out to about right. Oh, I'm on top. No, I'm good. And just say, that sounds good to me.
The elf and the dwarf, as Sam steps out from behind the tree, the dwarf looks up at Sam. Oh, hey there, Goliath. I saw you miles away, but I didn't want to speak up at you. I wasn't sure what to expect. We didn't know if you were bandits at first or not, but you all seem like a friendly bunch. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, little man.
And does Yelar or Kai, do either of you have an opinion on this?
Kai is feeling it's up to his client. If she wishes to camp, then he's fine with it.
Okay. And Yelar?
Yeah, I'll probably would say that as well.
Okay. So Esqa looks over at Kai, and then she looks at the three of you, and she questions it for a moment. Well, I'm not really here to make too many friends. You do say this place is dangerous at night, though. If it is dangerous, perhaps it is best that we camp near another group of adventurers that know how to defend themselves. I guess I'm not against it. However, I would prefer if our camp was a little further out, not exactly right next to theirs. I don't necessarily know any of you, no offense. But I have hired these four, and I did not hire any of you. So I have more trust in my entourage than I do with you random adventurers. Don't take that as an insult or anything. Just, I've seen things happen. And the dwarf and elf, they look at each other, then they look back at Esqa, and the dwarf speaks up, you have a smart head on your shoulders. I don't blame you. Well, you don't have to camp right next to us. If you want to be close, fair enough. But we're friendly adventurers here. Just, it's good to see other people out here in the wild. Seeing other adventurers from time to time is a great thing. Making friends out here. Monsters here. Everything's out here. It's going to try and kill you. So it's nice to see others that aren't trying to kill you for once, if you know what I mean. And the elf looks over. That is correct. But anyways, if you would wish to join us, please do. We don't wish to take much more of your time. We just wanted to introduce ourselves before you came across our camp here.
Well, I say we follow our benefactor's recommendation, and we'll set up camp, we'll say 75 yards from here, and that'll still put us within eye shot of the rest of you, but give her the necessary space that she requires. I think that's fair. What do you all think?
Fine by me.
I just kind of nod and
Kind of nudge.
kind of nudge my head.
Come on, Nudge.
Nudge.
Nudge, nudge, nudge. All right, cool.
So I figure, being that we're kind of doing the track going this way, right? We can kind of set up over in like this general vicinity.
We can go ahead and say you set up to the left over there on the left side of the map. So with that, then, so the group does decide to start setting up. Again, it's about 5:30. You know it's going to get dark in the next couple of hours. So this might be a good place to set up camp because you're going to have to take time to set up your camp, cook, all that stuff.
How often can we do perception checks?
So there's basically rules to this that you can follow if you follow it by the book. Usually one round you get one perception check and everyone gets to take a turn. Now, when we're just role playing, I just let people throw stuff willy-nilly unless everyone's trying to do something, and then I try to put an order to it. Now, once we're in combat though, there is a turn order you have to follow.
Okay.
So, since we're just role playing right now, I'll let you guys do whatever. It's easier that way for me.
Well, once we get to the point where we're setting up our camp, I kind of wanted to do a perception check to see, and then use my thieves chant again to see if there's anything of value. Maybe people have wandered down the same path and left the like secret notes or anything like that, or secret messages.
Okay. So let's go ahead and move all your characters to the left side, and then go ahead and roll that perception check as you're all setting up camp.
Let me go back up.
So we'll just say, I know it's fairly close on the map, but we'll say you're about 70 feet away from the other party. So you roll 11 on your perception check. You're looking around. Again, it's right off the main road. So your guess is, maybe someone dropped something here and there. With an 11, you're just not seeing anything of value. You might possibly find, for example, maybe a torn piece of cloth or something, but nothing that sticks out that you would be like, ooh, this is going to be useful.
Okay. And no like secrets or not really secrets or like symbols or anything like that.
Nothing like that. Now, at least not where you're at this time. But the party, you're able to all start setting up camp, and as you do so, you get to start cooking for the night. And the other adventurers, they kind of stick to themselves. They don't want to intrude on you, but they are there if you do want to speak with them. But Esqa, she takes this time and she sits down and pulls out some food from her bag, and she kind of just sits there and begins to eat. And as she does so, she is going to speak up for a moment. These adventurers behind us. You mentioned an adventurers guild. Is that right, Ekhardt?
Yes. Yes, there is a current guild establishment that extends across all of Tirastir, and they operate several hubs in all of the major communities where they provide assistance for tasks that might not necessarily warrant a full army dispersal to be able to accomplish. The Adventurer Guild pay their people quite fine, but it is a risky job if they're hunting certain monsters that might be providing some less than favorable experiences for local villages and towns.
She just nods to this, and she seems a bit not confused but surprised. And she just nods and looks at Ekhardt. Interesting. That is, I cannot really fathom such a guild all throughout Tirastir. You mean to tell me there are no wars here between any of the nations?
We currently don't have any active wars going on, but there are always border disputes and other kinds of things that go on. And of course, where we're traveling to, I think you should know it is not a proper war. It is a consistent engagement with the denizens of the decaying wastes. It can be as warlike as one might imagine.
That is somewhat soothing to hear. A continent without war between its people, but one that has war with those that seek to corrupt its lands. It seems like you're all on the same page. This is not something that is common back on Ashae.
Well, I can tell you from my history, War is one of the least favorable parts of any soldier's journey. And truthfully, I'm glad that we do not have to experience that, and I hope this respite that you get to enjoy will be prolonged.
Interesting. This idea of an adventurers guild and the way you've explained it, that's very foreign to me. But the concept I can see working, as it does here in Tirastir, obviously.
Oh, yes.
And what are the benefits for those that join such a thing? Money?
Well, yes, money is a part of it. Any good adventurer worth their salt is going to need a little bit of coin in their purse, just to be able to get by. But there's other things as well. Notoriety, different rankings amongst the Adventurers Guild, and of course, being a part of that, well, helping your fellow man.
Seems like a very, very far concept that Ashae would never be able to grasp. Now back home, there is always war between the nations. Have all of you ever heard of, well, perhaps not, if none of you know of Ashae very well, there is a nation known as Koldar. It is a nation that rules its lands with an iron fist, one that defies the very law of the Omni Kami. It is not a place anyone would like to be. Probably just as fearsome as the decaying wastes here in Tirastir. Yes, if only something like this could happen back home. And she kind of just becomes silent as she begins to eat her food. She's just mostly picking at the knowledge and trying to get more of an understanding of the culture here on Tirastir. She doesn't seem to be, she's interested, but at the same time, she's still speaking like a very, like, she feels distant in a way.
Yeah. Ekhardt will say to the rest of the group, although he seems to have lost sight of Kai, he'll just say, well, if there's one thing I'm good at, gentlemen, I can make a very good pot of beans. I'm going to go ahead and set up. Would anyone like to have some food?
I'm going to go ahead and say this, Kai, I just saw you rolled a stealth check. You rolled 20. So I'm going to go ahead and say that whatever you're trying to do, you're able to do it.
Posting up in a secret spot and keeping an eye out.
Okay, gotcha. So you kind of go into a tree, kind of looking around. Okay. Yelar, what are you doing? You and Sam, now that Ekhardt is making some beans, Kai's kind of gone rogue and went to do his own thing, keeping watch. The two of you, what are you two doing?
I'm just kind of close to the fire, just sitting, kind of relaxing a little bit.
Okay.
Just yeah.
Okay, Sam.
So my character is kind of sitting on what would be, I guess, like a tree stump over. I guess we're
fine.
all around here.
Yeah.
Oh, the fire is here. Excuse me. So yeah, about right there. I'm a little bit away from everybody since I have super long legs. I have my feet propped out, kind of leaning back, and I'm like twiddling a coin through my fingers.
Okay.
I look up at Esqa and kind of look at her and say, "What are you eating?"
Esqa looks over at the Goliath and she opens her hand and shows him. It looks like to be some dried jerky.
Okay. So she just holds her hand out, or does she like offer it, or?
No, she just holds and shows you the jerky in her hand, and she looks at you and she speaks up. Just a simple dried jerky. Nothing fun, really. It gets me by.
Will you have some beans with us?
Beans? I mean, sure, why not?
There.
Yeah, Esqa, she just goes, yeah, sure, I'll have some beans. I've never had beans from Tirastir before. We do have beans back home, but it is not a common ingredient or food.
They are quite a treat. I've never had one non-Goliath made, but we will try this.
Just curious, is it only beans or is it like a bean stew type deal?
I would imagine he's making like a lentils with like some pieces of pork. What he has on him is some simple components and rations, which dried lentils, some broth and things like that would be pretty easy to come by. But he does cook everything inside of a cast iron pan. I hope you all like your beans thick.
I'm gonna say Luna is now standing right next to you, just staring at you.
Oh, you'll get as much as you want, cute thing.
All right, so we'll go ahead and say that the party, Ekhardt, he makes some delicious beans, and you all are able to share some food around the nice warm fire. A couple hours go by. It is now pitch black in the Shalune woodlands. You have your fire that keeps you lit, and the other adventuring party, they haven't really bugged you guys this entire time. They're all kind of doing their own thing in their camp, but you can see their fire off in the distance. And at this point, though, it is getting late. So it would be the point in where you would probably begin to set up for sleeping for the night. And I will go ahead and say this. In the distance, you can see that they keep their fire on lit at night, the other adventurers, and you can see some of them go into the tent to start sleeping. And Esqa, at this point, she lets out a yawn and she goes, well, I think I'm going to hit the hay for now. It is getting late.
So are I'm guessing like in dirt? Or
yeah,
like
you're on the side of the dirt paths. You're in like some grass, some trees.
So would you say that it's the ground is pretty hard?
Yes, fairly hard.
Okay.
It's softer than the dirt path because there is some grass, but it's not that much better.
Now, would you say that a character, if they stepped on something like a ball bearing, they would slip and fall?
Yes, possibly, yes.
Okay. Sure. So what I want to do is looks like I have 1,000 ball bearings, and I want to scatter a bit of them, separating the Adventurers Guild.
Okay.
And our camp, just kind of like a trap, almost like if anybody decides they want to come this direction. So
on your toolbar on the top left, if you hover over the paintbrush, you can actually draw where you want those, like the squares. Just put like quick drawings so I know what exact squares you put them in.
Okay.
And you can choose a color too. So when you choose like the freehand option, to the left is your color choice, and you can just do whatever you like.
Yep. All right, so we'll go ahead and put move zoom tool.
So while Sam seems to be kind of putting down some defensive options here for the group to alert you of anything, does anyone else do anything while he is setting these up?
I would like to thank you for dinner. Beans were quite tasty.
High praise from a turtle. Thank you. We're not making any. Never mind.
Come again?
Nothing, my turtle friend.
Well, it is getting quite late. I think I shall retreat home. And with that, Yelar kind of just lays there and he retreats into the shell.
I knew it. I freaking knew that that's what you meant by home, but it still hits.
I fucking love Yelar, man.
I was gonna make the same joke that you did just now. I was gonna be like, this tastes like steak.
Steak.
All right, so as Yelar retreats into his shell, Esqa hears him talk about the beans. She nods while Sam's also setting up these ball bearings down, and she goes, the beans weren't bad. They were fairly good. However, I still prefer, rice from back home.
Oh, well, you don't see much rice around these parts. I mean, I've heard tell that they do some of that in Osea, and they do some of that in Estel Duin, but I've never seen any this far into the forests, so it's a little harder to come by.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You're a soldier and you have to make do with what you have.
Rations are always good. You just got to season them up a bit.
And while that's going on, Sam, you are able to finish setting up your defenses. And as you do you make your way back to the camp after you're done?
Yeah, I want to make a stealth check and see if I can kind of do the same thing that Kai is doing. Just,
Sure. Good luck on your stealth. Yes.
Please stay away from my tree. Just like go to the other one.
So Sam Laundren, the Goliath, he walks over to the opposite tree on the opposite side of your camp area, and he moves his hands up to grab one of the thicker branches that he can notice to pull himself up. As he's midway pulling himself up, the branch snaps and
You would take the
Sam falls on his butt.
Can I make an acrobatics check to see if I at least catch myself?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, there you
Okay,
go.
Okay.
so you climb the branch.
You're used to fucking up.
That all goes with being a fucking Goliath rogue, I guess.
You have a good save for stealth too. This is just perfect.
Yeah.
It's +6, which is ridiculous that I'm getting like 9s.
Hey, you're on Taverns and Caverns, my guy. This is what happens on Taverns and Caverns.
Yep. All roads trail stealths.
But yeah, so the branch snaps and you fall, but you're able to catch yourself. But everyone can see this happen. And Esqa looks over her shoulder at Sam. Are you okay, my friend?
So as soon as I land on my feet after the branch breaks, I kind of like snap it into pieces and take the bushel off of the end of it and kind of play it off like I was trying to get myself a pillow.
Okay.
I am fine. I just needed to get myself a pillow to sleep with,
All right.
something to cover my head.
Will you get a
And
performance
then I
check
lay
for that?
down. I lay down and just in embarrassment, just kind of lay down, put the pillow or the leaves behind my head, and turn away from everybody.
All right. So with that, then we'll go ahead and say the night continues. So
I can clearly tell that he's embarrassed. Just saying.
with a 20 of your insight. So Esqa is going to head to bed, as well as it looks like Yelar has as well. And I'm going to go ahead and say it is now growing closer to midnight. And most of you, if you were to look over, if you're still awake, you look over at the adventurers camp. Most of them are laying in like sleeping bags outside. Some of them are in the tent that they set up, but their fire is still on. And at this point, I'm going to say Esqa is asleep from what you all can see and sense. Is everyone else asleep, or is anyone staying awake at this point in time?
That's like the cutest way to say I'm sleeping. Sleeping. Ekhardt, so I rolled a Constitution save. He's old man, right? Like he tried to keep himself up, but he was just a bit too tired.
I thought that was
Okay.
for the beans.
Well, it's either I fall asleep or I gas us out.
He's got the itis after the beans.
Right. All right, so Ekhardt is asleep and snoring his night away. Yelar, Sam, and Kai, what are you all doing?
Do we have to do Constitution checks as well?
I would say if you are attempting to stay awake, yes. If you are wanting to go to bed, no.
I feel comfortable enough to be asleep,
Okay.
especially with my defenses that I set up.
Okay. And Yelar and Kai, what about the two of you?
Oh, I'm definitely sleeping. Since I'm in my shell, do I get that plus to the AC?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my little trance up in the tree.
Okay, right. With being a wood elf, you go into a trance. You don't have to sleep. That's true. All right, perfect. So as the night continues, it now is about 2:30 in the morning. Everyone's asleep. The silent forest around you continues to grow silent, other than the occasional howl of a wolf or another animal in the night. Nothing seems to really come at the party. However, I want everyone. Actually, no. If you're all asleep, other than Kai, you can make a perception check on this. Everyone else, I'm going to go off of your passive perception since you are asleep. Kai, go ahead and make me a perception check. Okay.
Ugh.
I have to make a roll. All right, I made my roll. All right, what is everyone's passive perception? It's going to be at the very bottom of your skills.
14.
13.
12.
But I made a roll.
Uh,
11.
passive? I don't see that.
It should be
Just
down
random
below
skill
skills.
Yeah, just below skills.
Oh, passive wisdom, perception?
Yes, 10. Okay. All right, so I'm using everyone's passive except for Kai, because Kai, you're technically awake. All right, so everyone rolled lower than what I rolled. So no one sees or hears anything. But I am going to do something here.
Oh, wait.
Everyone
What about Luna?
Oh, yeah, have Luna do something. Have her do a perception check.
Hey,
Ooh.
that's a nat 20, my guy.
Take
All
it
right,
down for
nice.
Marvel.
So Luna, her ears perk up, and I'm going to describe this really quick. But everyone, Luna, on your turn, Kai, Luna will just take the same turn as you. So keep that in mind. So I won't put her on the turn order. Just remember to have her do something. Everyone click on your avatar. And once you've done so, I'm going to open up the turn order table. And what's going to happen is once you've clicked on your avatar on the map, go to your character sheet, click on initiative at the top middle, and make sure that your character is selected. And it's going to add you to the turn order. Perfect. All right, so it looks like Sam will go first. Kai is after Sam, followed by Ekhardt, and then Yelar. I will make a roll for the NPC, and Esqa is going to
knocked
be...
out.
Yeah, so this is what's going to happen here.
Yeah, you lost so fucking in his
He's in his shell sleep, bro.
Here, a faint.
All right, so y'all see that turn order?
Snoring. Yeah.
All right, so, and I'm going to make a roll for question mark. All right. And I got a 16. All right, so what's going to happen here is, so everyone is at this point sleeping other than Kai and his wolf. So what happens is, as the night continues, it's 2:30, 2-ish a.m. in the morning. Kai, you don't see anything, but you notice Luna, who's on the bottom level, since you're in a tree. Luna's ears perk. None of you hear this. Everyone's still asleep, but Luna's ears perk, and Luna hears movement coming towards the party's camp from the east. And what happens is, by the time Luna hears this, there are several figures coming towards the party from the east, where the adventurers' camp is. And I'm going to go ahead and start placing them around here. 1 second.
Now, I have a question. When I was setting up the ball bearings, did all of the people that were with me see me physically doing that?
If you wanted them to.
I absolutely wanted them to know where I placed them.
Okay. Yeah, so you could have just told them then if that was the case. If they didn't see you, you just let them know, hey, I put some stuff down.
Okay.
But before they even get to your ball bearings, they don't know what's going on here. Movement and figures begin to encroach upon the party's camp. And as they do so, Luna is alerted. And as she is alerted, she begins to growl and bark loudly, loud enough to wake the party. So you're all basically waking up to Luna's growling and barking at this point in time. So there's not going to be any surprise rounds because Luna heard this movement.
I want to point out that as Luna heard this, understanding that we're escorting, she's already next to Esqa.
Okay. So with that, we're going to follow the turn order here because you are alerted and there is not going to be a surprise attack on you. Sam, you are the first to wake up and you quickly hear Luna growling in a defensive tone. And as you wake up, what do you do?
Do I see? Okay, so you said we see figures in the distance.
Yeah,
we can't actually see that they were the same people that were at that camp.
You can make a perception check right here to see what you see coming.
God damn.
Right. So you have a perception of 6. It's still very dark out. You're in the light near the fire. They have left the fire. You don't know if it's the other adventurers or not. I know I'm using the same tokens on the map, but you can't really see. You do know that they're humanoid moving shadows in the distance. They have not reached your ball bearings yet, but you know there is movement near where you placed your traps.
All right, so since I did a perception check, can I do a stealth check now?
You can still make an action right now. So your perception was like a free action. You can now move, make an action, a bonus action, or whatever you want to do. Yes.
Okay. Come on, stealth. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Natural.
My guy
20.
knows how to hide now.
Yeah. So what are you doing with your stuff? Where are you going?
So I want to go, I would say, into the bush here, right on the out. So I want to pass, if I can, pass my ball bearings since I know where there are.
Yeah.
Want to go up into this tree and kind of scope out and see what the hell, what these guys are doing. If they're going to make an advance, if they're going to hang out, what.
Okay. So you quickly, with a natural 20, you quickly make your way to one of the nearby trees. You're able to step over the ball bearings where you put them. Now, since you know where they're at, you quickly climb this tree with a natural 20 stealth. They do not hear you or see you. But as you look down towards the shadowy figures, you do now notice, now that you're a bit closer, that they are the armored adventurers from before, and they have their weapons drawn.
Okay. So I can't make an attack since I already did my stealth.
So you climb that tree to stealth, so you're not close to that melee adventurer that's closest to you. If you have a ranged weapon, you could attack, but you cannot attack with a melee.
And once I hit with my ranged attack, does that bring me out of stealth, or is because I?
Yes, that it would alert them of your position.
Okay, then I'm gonna hang out for a second.
But keep in mind, because you're stealth, you will get a sneak attack bonus since it's technically a sneak attack. So keep that in mind.
Oh, okay. So I can do a sneak attack, and that won't take me out of, or it will take me out of.
It'll give him a chance
stealth.
to be able to see you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just hang out for right now.
Okay. All right. So Kai, that means you are next. You and Luna are next. You wake up from your trance, or you snap out of your trance, and you now instantly know that there is danger lurking because Luna is growling and she is facing the direction of the other camp. What are you doing?
I think Luna's gonna stay right next to Esqa, but Kai is going to actually call out and tell them that they need to stop.
Okay.
And retreat.
All right. So you're basically saying, "Stop! We know you're coming. Retreat now." Basically, as you yell that out, they continue moving forward. They do not listen to you, Kai.
Well, you know what? I got a longbow, motherfucker. I'm gonna shoot somebody then.
All right. Who are you shooting?
I'm gonna shoot this guy right here.
All right. So go ahead
Just
and
don't hit Ekhardt. He might be
Sleep
mad
on the
because he's
ground.
still
They don't
sleeping.
mind me.
He's too low. I'm in a tree. He's too low. It's fine.
Oh,
It's fine.
true. No,
Unless
if you roll a 1, the DM
I
might
could
have other.
potentially be in that round.
His name's not blacked out. We got nothing to worry about.
Hey,
Oh.
blow it, baby.
All right, so Kai rolled a critical, so that means he's gonna do double damage. Kai, so go ahead and click on the longbow in the chat. It's gonna know to do a double damage already on roll 20. Nice.
Oofa.
Deal 12
Nice.
damage to the individual that's walking towards you. As you shoot, your arrow pierces the chest of this adventurer's leather armor. He lets out a groan of pain. Ah, shit! And he's not down, but he is hurt.
He's about to be real mad in one step.
Yeah. And with that,
Especially with the arrow in his chest.
You now have action with Luna if you want Luna to do anything.
No, Luna's gonna hold. She's sticking right next to Esqa.
All right, and I want to let this known in the initial D&D 5th edition rules, the animal companion for a ranger, technically you have to use a bonus action. Or I'm sorry, not bonus. You have to use your action for your animal to attack. I do not like that rule.
It's
so
garbage.
it is a garbage rule because it takes away from the ranger's damage. And so what's going to happen is your pet has its own turn on your turn. So it can move and make an action as well as you make an action too. So that's the rule we're going to go with. and I just want you to know that in case you read the rules. So keep that in mind. Your pet can attack on the same round as you. Home rules for me. All right, so if Luna stays there, it is now their turn. The one is shot, and quickly, Sam Laundren, the one closest to you, does not know you're there. And he's gonna cross these ball bearings, and I have to make a dexterity saving throw. All right, and I rolled a 2. So this guy, as he comes across your ball bearing, he has no idea it's there. He slips, and he is now prone. Ah, shit! And he quickly falls to the ground. And this one's gonna make a dex saving throw. And I made a 15. I'm going to go ahead and say that is good enough. He kind of like, oh, shit. He basically almost stumbles, but he's able to make it through. He doesn't have to run. I'm going to say it reduces his movement because he has to make his way through difficult terrain. But he's still able to get to the closest person near him, which is Yelar. Yelar, he comes with his sword, and he slashes down at your shell. Take this, you damn turtle! And as he comes down with his sword, I rolled a 15. Does that hit you?
Oh no.
No way.
Not at all.
His sword bounces off of your shell, and Yelar, you're just like, what the fuck? You hear the sword bounce off. The one that was shot, he stumbles forward into the ball bearings. I rolled another 2. He slips and falls after getting shot. He falls onto his back. He is prone. Shit!
I wanted him to fall forward.
Did he take it? Yeah.
He falls onto his back. However, the other one here, he's going to make a movement forward. Let's see if he falls through. He also slips. I rolled a 4. And this one slips onto his back. Fuck! And he drops. But the other 2 that seem to have bows, they see their fellow friends drop, and they're not as dumb, so they're going to come near close. One draws their bow, and they only see Yelar, Esqa, Luna, and Ekhardt right now.
Yep.
And the one with the bow aims it at the closest person to him, which is Ekhardt. And he is going to shoot his bow at Ekhardt. I rolled a 16. Will that hit Ekhardt?
No, it will not. Eckhart's armor class is a 19 as long as
All
he's wearing his armor.
All right. Ekhardt, you hear this arrow kind of just go over your head. And the other adventurer takes their bow, and they're actually going to shoot it at Luna. They're pissed that the wolf has warned the party, and I rolled a 16. Does that hit Luna?
Yes.
All right, and that is going to deal 4 points of damage to Luna.
I think it says 15 natural plus 2 proficiency bonus for me. Does that mean the 15 is it, or would it be 17?
Oh, it would be a 17.
Oh, then no, he misses.
Okay.
But Kai's got his next target already.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let me check something. 5E. That 15 might include that too. Let me double check. It does. It's a 15.
Okay.
Because the wolf's natural armor is 13. Yeah.
Gets it.
All right. 4 damage to Luna. Luna, you see that an arrow pierces Luna on the side, and you hear Luna kind of whimper in pain a bit. Luna's still healthy, but she took some damage. And at this point, it is now their turn. Ekhardt, it is now. You hear Luna kind of whimper from an arrow piercing the wolf's side. What do you do?
Ekhardt is going to move here. He is totally fine to provoke any attacks of opportunity. Oh, this guy's down, so I don't care about him. But
yeah, he's prone.
I'm down to take any type of attack of opportunity from him.
You won't get one since you're not leaving the threat range.
Mm-hmm. So this is what he is going to do. He just kind of by Penella. And with that, he is going to go ahead, and Luna begins to feel a little bit better. He is going to do Healing Word.
Oh, you were attacking. I thought, or you were healing.
Yep, I'm moving in and then healing.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and say you do get an attack of opportunity. I thought you were just stepping in there to attack. All right, so the one that's not prone, we'll say the one that's prone does not get the attack of opportunity. The one standing that attacked Yelar does. He quickly swings his sword at you, and I rolled an 18 total, so that is not going to hit you. You're able to deflect the adventurer's weapon.
So, all right, and I was able to heal Luna for 8, so Luna is just fine.
Okay.
With that, though, as Ekhardt comes in between, he just kind of rolled up to his feet. You see, for an older man wearing full plate, he seems to be very lithe. He's been wearing this full plate for a very long time. But
Hey,
his
he's
helmet is
sleeping and
off.
He's fucking built.
And as you see, his helmet is off. He has a scar that runs from the left eye that he has down from the bottom of the left of his eye down his throat and disappears into his collar. And it's almost as if that scar is kind of like pulsing a little bit as he's kind of readied himself. And he comes sweeping out with his halberd after he heals Luna. That's a bonus action. He's going to use his halberd now to smack the melee adventurer right here.
Okay.
And he is going to attack. We hit a nat 20, baby.
Oh my God. Jesus.
So he is going to take 9 plus 6
Yeah.
slashing damage.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Is that
All
double?
right.
Because
That's not accurate, actually, by the way, Ryan. For whatever reason,
What's not accurate about it?
1d10
double.
plus 3. Oh, I got a 1 and a 5. Yeah, no, it rolled right. It rolled right.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I just rolled low, but it's okay. So I deal 15 points of damage to him. And now that I'm starting to kind of impose myself in between them. So you've betrayed what you said and decided to move upon us in the dead of night. Cowards, you do not deserve the right to call yourselves Adventure Guild. And with that, he kind of digs his halberd, the back end of it, into the ground, and we're not playing. Second wind.
Oh shit.
He immediately, not second wind. I'm sorry, I didn't mean a second wind. I meant action surge.
Action surge.
As soon as he action surges, he's going to take another action. I was in the middle of a sweet dream. Now you'll be having your own. By the way, all of the attacks that Ekhardt is doing are non-lethal, just as an FYI.
Okay.
And he will swing his halberd again. Get a
Jesus.
23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And he will take 5 damage.
All right. Cool. So as you deal your 12 plus your 5, 17 points of damage, as you speak to that adventurer, he takes the halberd head on and he just grunts out, ah! And he drops to it and he looks up at you. Ah, it was too good of a deal. We couldn't pass it up. And he goes unconscious because you're not trying to kill him.
So this one's knocked out.
He's knocked out.
Good
I have a
deal.
quick question real quick.
Yes.
So Luna got +8 health. Does that give her temp health?
No.
She was healed
I
different,
wish.
or should I put her at 16?
No, I just rolled really well.
Yeah, so you never go past your max health unless a spell provides temporary HP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
just wanted to make sure.
Once he knocks that one out, let that be a lesson for the rest of you. I don't care what the cost of it is. You all can fall down just as easily. I say go back where you came from before you lose another one of your friends.
All right, so with that being your turn, do you hold your ground there?
Yes, at that point. If just as an FYI, I do have the Sentinel skill. So if anybody tries to move within my range, so my range is 10 feet with my weapon. If they try to move this route from me, so here I am. If they try to move within this area to try and get around me, I do get the ability to be able to do an opportunity attack, even if they're using disengage. And if I'm doing any type of disengage piece, I can still get that attack of opportunity, and their speed becomes 0 for the rest of that turn.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, one moment. So with that, you have made it clear that you're ready to knock heads if any of them continue to attack your party. However, let's see here. Esqa is now up. She quickly stands up from her slumber and she sees what's going on. And those around her, Yelar, Luna, Ekhardt, and even Kai, you're close enough. You can all see, I'd even say Sam sees this as well. You can see her eyes begin to crackle blue as lightning begins to form around her. And both of her hands are outwards as lightning forms into her hands. And as she looks towards the adventurers, she just has this serious tone to her. You dare attack my party, and I Death becomes you. And she shoots out this lightning bolt towards one of the rangers that have a bow, and she's going to shoot a witch bolt. All right, and she goes for the one closer to Sam up here on the north end. And as she does so, she casts Witch Bolt at a higher level. So she's going to deal much more damage with it. So I'm going to roll this and roll it again. All right, so she deals 9 points of lightning damage to that ranger. And as she holds her hands out, the lightning crackles. You hear this thunderous, loud boom that comes from her hands. But the lightning does not go away. You can see this chain of lightning that connects her hands to that ranger continues to persist. And she stares at the ranger. I shall kill you and burn you to ash. And she ends her turn there with the lightning still attached. That adventurer is now basically on, not on fire, but there's a lightning bolt connected to her, and she is like in pain. At that point, Yelar, it is now your turn.
Yelar comes out of his shell. Who dares disturb my slumber? He kind of looks around and sees what kind of gathers what's going on. Oh, so you like to attack people by night, huh? I want to say y'all should run away. Or you can do things the hard way. Choice is yours.
I feel you've been waiting. He's the booty warrior, man. Chris Hansen, you can get this too.
All right, so Yelar, they do not back up. You still have to mess with them or deal with them.
So I'm going to move up against this, right next to this adventure.
Okay.
And I am going to
Hit him with your rock.
no.
Damn it.
Actually going to
Hit him with your rock.
is it draw out my Shadow Blade,
Okay.
casting it at level 2.
Okay. Melee weapon, which proficient, deals 2d8 psychic damage on hit. It has a finesse light and thrown properties. Okay, so basically, you create a sword of solidified gloom in your hand. The magic sword lasts until the spell ends. It counts as a simple melee weapon, which you are proficient in. So you have to make an attack roll. So go ahead and attack.
Okay.
You make attack
Okay.
roll with advantage.
Okay. What
So go ahead
it
and
says spells DC save, but I didn't know.
well, it counts as a melee weapon. So basically, you're
Oh, I
creating,
see, I see.
You're creating a melee weapon as your bonus
Okay.
action.
So just
Yeah.
roll.
So go ahead and roll an attack roll. So do you have a weapon on you that you can use? Here,
I think.
Let me look at your page. 1 second. You have. So go ahead. No, you don't. So go ahead and just roll your claws attack, and we'll say.
Okay.
Okay, so that will hit. So now you're gonna do 2d8 damage,
Alrighty.
psychic damage, basically. All right, so for 6 points of damage. So you hit the one that fell here with your blade, and as you do, it pierces the adventurer, and he yells out in pain from the psychic that seems to drain into his body.
Oh. This is a bonus action, correct?
Yes, but you made an action to attack with it.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yep. But now you have it until you drop it or throw it.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So you have pierced the guy who was on his back from falling. All right. It is now Sam's turn. Sam, you're at the top of the round. It's the new turn order. What are you doing?
All right. I want to jump out of this tree with all of my might and come down upon this man's head.
All right. So go ahead and make your attack roll with an advantage. All right. So you would go with the 20.
Nice. It's not a nat 20 though, right?
No, no. Yeah. If it was a green, then that's when it's a natural 20.
Okay. So then I do the rapier damage, right?
Yes.
Just
Go ahead and
click rapier.
Yep. Click the rapier there.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Where it says rapier on the page.
On the chat,
The
in the
chat.
chat. Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
No, you're cool.
There you go. And then roll your sneak attack damage, which is on your, I put that on your front of your character sheet. It just says sneak attack. And then
Just click the damage.
click the damage down there.
Damn it.
Oh,
Okay. So you jump down with your massive figure, and I will go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw to see if well, this guy's already fallen, right? This guy
yeah, he's on
Yeah.
his back.
Prone.
yeah, never mind.
That's
So
why I
you-
wanted to jump
Yeah,
on his
you
chest.
jump on him, and you're able to do 7 piercing damage with your sneak attack. As you jump down, you are now on him, and he's looking up at you. He's in shock. He did not know you were in that tree.
Can
Now
I do
there's
a intimidation check?
Yeah, go. You can try and intimidate him. All right, I have to make a roll. All right, I rolled lower, so he is intimidated by you. He screams out, "Ah!" He's freaking scared after you just pierced the fuck out of him. All right, do you make any more movement? Or is that where you stay?
No, I want to stay over top of this guy that I'm
Okay.
basically staring at him with the death glare.
Okay, gotcha. All right, it is now Kai's turn.
No. Well, I was going to shoot this archer, but I guess I missed.
With a 9, yes, you would miss.
I don't think I have any bonus actions, so it's. Oh wait, that's right. Is this guy still up?
Yeah, he's
Could be
up.
barely.
He's barely up, but he's up.
Oh, Luna's gonna move right there, and she is going to see if she can bite him.
All right. Luna has what's called pack tactics, so she has advantage on all of her attacks if there's an ally next to the person she's attacking, which she does. So that would be an 18 that hits. So go ahead and click on the bite in the red text in chat.
Oh,
For 6 piercing damage. Luna rushes forward and grabs onto that man that was that had tripped over the marbles, and she bites for 6 piercing damage. And he's already prone, so I won't make him make a roll to be prone there. And he screams out in pain as his arm now has a wolf biting onto it. All right.
how much health does he have?
What's
NA.
that?
I said, how much health does he have? 'Cause that one guy over here went down pretty good, and then it's still up.
Yeah, you could make a healing check to see. I won't tell you exactly. He's hurt though. I can tell you that much. He's
So
pretty hurt.
a medicine check.
Yeah. All right, for the 17, you can tell that guy is struggling to stay awake. It might take maybe 1 or 2 more damage.
A light breeze, and he's done.
Yep. All right, it is now their turn. At this point, all of you hear in the distance this voice coming towards you. It sounds like a loud, thunderous voice. And let me go ahead and place this guy here. You all can see walking towards the party, there is a shadowy figure that is of a large stature, even bigger than Sam Laundren himself. And next to this figure, there is a dog walking next to him.
I have a rival.
Let me do this.
Holy crap!
That dog. That dog is about 5 foot wide.
It's not actually a dog. It's just a pelt that he's dragging with a string.
But you see this large figure walking towards the party. It is now their turn. And as you hear this loud, boisterous voice, you can hear this man yell out towards the party. And as he does so, he just yells out, "Not bad for a random group of followers. I have found my mark, and she will be coming with me, dead or alive. I am Rashi, tracker of death, and this is my dog, death itself. Surrender the girl, and you may live. However, if you do not, I shall have my dog death bite out your very throats. The choice is yours." I'll give you all the opportunity to respond here, even though it's not your turn. What do you all say or do?
I look down at the guy that I'm still fixated on that I landed on top of, and I just yell and let out a belting yell and kind of like, yeah, just let him know I'm asserting. Let the big guy that just showed up know that I'm asserting my dominance
Okay.
over the lackeys that he sent after us.
Okay. And does anyone else say anything?
Have you met my rock?
No.
No, Kai's got his
Well,
honor as a soldier. He took the job. He's gonna see it through.
Okay. Is Yelar or Ekhardt gonna say anything at this point? in time?
Ekhardt will. Eckhart's just simply going to say, we have placed down your men. I will tell you now, you will not step foot 10 feet within Esqa's presence. And he kind of levels his halberd over top of the one that's still on his back and points it dead at this death dealer foe.
All right. And as you do so, the man who stands before you, you can see he has this wide grin, and it's dark out, but he is standing near the fire that's closer to the other camp as he's walking towards you. But he has lights kind of just appear around his body as he's walking towards you. So you can see, he wants you to see what he looks like. And as he gets closer, his dog looks like a normal, like Rottweiler dog walking next to him. A very big dog, though, muscular. But as this large humanoid keeps walking, he is wearing armor none of you have ever seen before. It is a very Eastern-like armor set that comes from the eastern land of Ashae. Esqa looks over and sees this large individual walking, and she kind of looks a bit concerned, and she looks at the rest of you. That is a Koldarian warrior. Do not take him lightly, my friends. He has drank the blood of the great spirits. And as he walks, he has this Eastern look to him, and this helmet that is on his head begins to crumble as he continues to grow. And as he does so, and after listening to the parties answer his comment, very well, Rashi, the tracker of death, shall be your very fall. Allow me to show you what a Koldarian warrior is capable of. I have taken the very blood of the Omni Kami for myself. Let us show you what I can do. And at this point, this large individual, he begins to burst out of his armor, and you can see he looks like a normal human at first, just very large. He stops growing at a certain point after his armor begins to burst from his body. You see his skin begins to grow scaly, and his hands and his feet burst from his gloves and his boots as these talons grow from his hands and feet. And as he does so, he grabs onto this long sword that is in the shape of a katana and a short sword on his side. So he's now dual wielding, but as his scaly skin grows, a tail bursts from his bottom spine, a scaly like tail, and his face begins to shift. And it soon looks like somewhat what you guys would call on Tirastir a dragonborn, except not a dragonborn. He looks more draconic than anything you've seen. A dragonborn in Tirastir does not have a tail. This guy has a tail, and his dragon-like features look a lot more intimidating than any of the dragonborns you have come across. And fire begins to breathe from his nostrils. And as he does so, the dog, the large hound, the Rottweiler-looking dog, begins to shift. Its body contorts, and a second head bursts from its neck. And soon enough, what is now a dog glaring at the party has become this monstrosity, a two-headed dog known as a death dog. And as the death dog growls and snarls at the party, the the man known as Rashi, who looks like a dragon man now, he chuckles. You are a fool, Esqa, to run away with the secrets of the Omnikami. You are to return. Hand me what you have stolen, and I may spare the lives of your entourage. And at this point, she still has that witch bolt lightning crackling into this other adventurer, and she looks at him. Never will I give you the secrets. It is mine. And at this point, it is now the enemy's turn. The guy that is under Sam, he's going to try and attack you, Sam. He's going to attack you with a disadvantage because he's prone. He's trying to get you off of him. He just swings his sword, and I rolled a 3. You're basically able to smack his sword out of your way, and you're still staring down at him. He's frightened, so he's not able to hit you. The one that was fallen next to Yelar and Ekhardt and Luna, he's on his back. He's in pain, and he just tries to swing his sword at the closest one near him, which it would have been, we're going to say he swings it at Yelar, trying to hit Yelar with his sword. Yelar, I rolled a 16. Does that hit you? You're out of your shell now.
No, it does not.
So you're able to deflect it with your shadow blade that you created. And at this point, this ranger here, she attempts to basically try and shoot at Esqa despite having that lightning on her. She's having a hard time due to that lightning that's connected. So I'll give her a disadvantage. Unable to hit. She tries to shoot it, but she shoots and misses completely. And I'm going to say this guy here, he gets back up. That's half of his movement, and he tries to make a run towards Luna. He's able to walk at half speed.
Attacked.
What's that?
I am going to invoke my sentinel.
Okay. All right. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed the creatures provoke opportunity attacks from you, even if they take the disadvantage before leaving your reach. When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction. Okay, so you can attack. So as this adventurer rushes or attempts to rush towards Luna, Ekhardt, you step in and you're able to hit this guy. Oof! For 11 damage. As you take your halberd, you swing it sideways, slashing into this adventurer, and you deal mage damage. You almost take the adventurer's arm off. He yells out in pain as half of his arm is now hanging off. Ah! Ah! He's really hurt. And as he does so, he still is attempting to try and slash at Luna with his free hand. And he's freaking out. And he makes a terrible roll. He's not able to swing down at you to hit Luna. All right. So really quick, it looks like Sam vanished. Let me put Sam back on the board.
I'm sorry. I was trying to delete the squares so I could know when if I could gather them.
You're fine. Let me can you move him?
My bad.
Oh no, you're good. No, you're good there. I was seeing if you could still move him.
Yes, I can.
Okay. What's your HP? 35 out of 35?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right. So with that, that's their turn. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that this other adventurer with the bow, he is going to try and shoot at Ekhardt. And I rolled that'll be a 19 altogether. Does that hit you?
Ekhardt has been hit.
Okay. Ekhardt, you only take 5 points of damage from the arrow.
I didn't much appreciate that.
All right. And at this point, the two that just showed up, they use their actions to transform. So they're not going to do anything. Ekhardt, it is now your turn. You see these adventurers. They're still attacking. Most of them have been weakened by your party. But you see this. This is something that is unnatural to you. You see this dog just burst into 2 heads. And it's not normal. And you see this dragon-like man that looks more draconic than a dragonborn. What are you doing?
Well, at this point, he's going to go ahead and cast a spell. He is going to do Bless. So by casting this at first level, he's able to affect 3 people. So he's going to affect 3 people within 30-foot range around him. So he's going to do that for Sam, for Yelar, and he'll also do that for Kai.
Okay.
So at this point, now that they've been blessed, whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attacking roll or saving throw. So basically, they can roll an additional d4 every time they're rolling that attack.
Okay. Gotcha.
With that, so that's going to be his primary action. From that point, what he is going to do is he's going to move 5 feet. He's going to take a 5-foot step behind Luna, but kind of creating an impasse between Esqa and this one that's charging forward.
Okay.
And again, he's got 10-foot reach. So anybody who moves through it now that it's been his action to act, he will have his reaction back.
Okay.
And I will end my turn.
All right. Esqa, at this point, she seems to grow a little bit more irritated at the fact that Rashi has appeared out of nowhere, and she continues to attack that ranged adventurer without having to make an attack roll. She used Witch Bolt. So I just rolled the damage here. That lightning is still connected. So let me go ahead and roll Esqa's damage here. And we will see if this fool lives or dies. For 10. So Esqa yells out in anger as the lightning coming through her hands, it crackles even louder. And Sam, you being closest to this adventurer, you can see that their leather armor begins to burst in their flames. And as the adventurer sees that this lightning continues to shock at them, they turn around to try and run away. And Esqa just has this look on her face, not that she is happy or anything or taking joy, but she just has a serious look of you're dead. And as she does so, she basically burns this adventurer as they scream out in pain and they turn into ash. And as Esqa does so, the witch bolt, the beam of cackling, slowly begins to recede. And because she was able to kill it, she looks over towards the Rashi and she just stares at him. You have made a grave mistake, Rashi. And Rashi just looks at her. A mistake, no. I will be honored for bringing your head back to the excuse me, my fucking voice. I will be honored bringing your head back to the ruler. And at that point, Esqa is going to step to the side here. Yelar, it is now your turn. What are you going to do?
Yelar is going to attack this melee adventurer.
Okay.
Um,
He's almost down.
Yeah. Swing your sword at me, huh? And I am actually going to attack with Eldritch Blast.
Ooh,
Jesus.
yeah, I hate.
All right. So really quick, I know you just rolled your damage. I just want to let you know, Rod, with because the character is right next to you, you would have a disadvantage on a range attack.
Okay.
But they are prone. So I'll go ahead and say that's kind of
equals it out.
It equals it out a bit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So, but I didn't know if you used your sword, you would have advantage. But
okay.
I just wanted to let you know. But we'll keep with what you had. The 4, you're able to kill this guy. He's on his fucking last HP. How do you kill him, or do you kill him?
I kill him. I kill him. I want to shoot him till he basically explodes and his blood kind of sprays on me. And I just have a wicked smile on my face as like the Grinch when he saw his plan to ruin Christmas for the Who's.
Oh my God. Okay.
Quick,
Justice
is the blood only going at you? Is Luna okay? She's not getting any in her fur, is she?
It just goes everywhere.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
You messy
We'll need it
bitch.
back later.
Yalar said, "Justice is served."
And
All
then
right.
I wanted to use a bonus action. Where was it? Wait a minute, let me make sure. Actually, let me see how far he is from me.
Who? The big
Okay. So wanted to use the Hexblade's Curse.
Okay.
Did I do that right?
Click on hex, but I don't know what that does.
Broke it.
Actually, way I did it. Yeah, the way I need to fix that. The way I did it was all in one.
Let me look at you. Once per short rest as a bonus action, choose one creature you can see to curse it to 1 minute or until the target dies, you die or incapacitate. Against the cursed target, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls, score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20, and you regain 7 HP if it dies. Okay. So basically, it looks like there's no save. So he is cursed. So basically, you get a +2 to your damage rolls against him. And if you roll a 19 or a 20, you crit. And you gain 7 HP when he dies. All right. So let me go ahead and mark him so we know that he has that. That red marker is your curse.
Alrighty.
All right. Sam, you are next. What are you doing?
All right. As I stand over this person's head, or like a body laying on the ground, I notice that Yelar basically reaches out his hand and shoots a firebolt and makes this body that was barely hanging on in the first place explode, right?
Yep.
And then he proceeds to say, "Justice is served." And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm never going to make fun of that rock again.
Nope.
And then I look down at the guy that's laying there and that's in fear and cowering below me. And I'm going to, so I don't get a sneak attack because I don't have an advantage right now, right? Because there's nobody within 5 feet of me.
Well, you're still standing over that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't kill him yet, right?
No, he's
Yeah,
starting.
so you would get advantage on him if you attacked him.
Okay, so does that mean I get a sneak attack as well?
Yes, correct.
Mhm.
Okay, so here's my,
Ooh.
22. That does hit.
okay.
Feels good to
And
have advantage.
then- Right.
Mhm.
All right, now do your sneak attack and go ahead and roll.
There you go.
Nice. All right, how do you kill this guy or knock this guy out?
I want to put my blade or raise my blade above my head and just stick it straight into his chest and press down. And then I fixate my eyes on the Deathbringer as I'm doing this.
Okay. So as you do so, the adventurer goes, wait, no, wait, stop. I'm only doing it for the money. And you pierce his chest. And as you do so, you pierce one of his lungs and he begins to cough up some blood. And as you do so, the man known as Rashi, who is now looking like a dragon dude, he notices this and he just has this evil grin kind of go over his draconic looking face and he snarls, yes, more death brings me joy. Kill them all so that I may have more fun killing you.
Okay.
Kind of creepy.
I feel like he's going to get a bonus from all this death we're bringing.
All right, so Sam, do you move anywhere else? You can move now if you want with that guy being dead.
I just kind of step out of the like goop and blood that is pouring out of him and just step in front.
Okay, gotcha. Kai, it is now your turn. What are you doing?
Let's see. So I'm gonna have Luna try to bite the adventurer right next to her.
All right, at an advantage, so the 19, that hurts, or that hits. For 10 piercing. So after Eckhart's attack almost tearing the guy's arm off, Luna jumps up and continues that attack on that arm. And she is able to rip the man's arm off. He screams out in pain. And as she does so, she jumps up and bites him in the neck, dropping him to the ground, instantly ending his life.
Yeah, she was inspired by Yelar. She's gonna rip that neck out.
Okay. All right. That guy is gone. And as Luna does so, Rashi, he continues to go, yes, continue the death slaughter. Kill the weak so the strong may continue. All right. So what does Kai do? Unless Luna makes another move.
Luna's gonna get closer to Esqa.
Okay.
And now I guess you know what? Kai's gonna go ahead and shoot towards the big guy.
All right.
Oh, so close to a 20.
Right.
Oof, a 19. That's able to hit. Go ahead and do your damage.
Oh, do we have pluses because of Ekhardt?
That's a shame.
You
I
do
forgot
get
about that.
they do get an additional 1d4 that you can roll with your attack. But I'm sure you hit with a 19.
Yeah, he did. So 4 does hit. So the arrow goes and it pierces the Rashid
Hold on,
through
I got a question.
Yeah,
If that 19 has a -5, would it still hit?
a -5.
Yeah, 14.
It would not hit.
Okay, then I'm not doing that. So,
Roll
continue.
1d4. Roll 1d4.
Oh,
Because you got a blessing from Ekhardt.
Yep, I gave a blessing to you, Yelar, and Sam.
so add the 1d4 to the 19, then -5.
Yes.
Yes.
How do I roll a 1d4?
Just
So-
do, you can either type /R space 1d4, or you can go to the hot bar, or not hot bar, the menu bar on the left and roll. All right. So basically,
evens it out.
-5, it evens it out. You got a 19 still. So yes, this will hit whatever you're doing.
I'm gonna use my sharpshooter feat and add a +10 to that attack's damage, 14.
Ooh, okay. So 14 damage. Nice. All right, you use your sharpshooter and your arrow pierces Rashid's eastern-looking armor. And as it does so, it pierces the scale through his armor into his scaly chest, and he just chuckles out. And as you do so, he takes his short sword, he cuts part of the arrow off in half, and he just looks over towards where the arrow may have came from. Not so bad. Not so bad at all. All right.
Not bad.
Okay. And then I'm gonna move over here next to Luna, coming out
Okay.
of my tree.
All right. It is now the enemy's turn. The other adventurer has seen their friends kind of just all get fucking destroyed. And that ranger is just a normal dude. He begins to run away. He does not want any of this.
Smart
He
man.
goes, I was only in it for the money. I'm not here for this slaughter. And he begins to run away past Rashid and the death dog. But as he does so, you see the two-headed dog jumps up onto this guy as he's running away, tackling him, and he begins to yell out, "No, no!" And the dog just bites into his neck on both sides with both heads, tearing this man's head completely off.
They should have listened earlier when I told
And-
them to leave.
And
You
that
are right.
guy is dead. And as the death dog does so, it slowly turns around. That's its action, looking at the party. Rashid, the dragon-looking man, chuckles. I did not say you could retreat. Such a weakling. Now, let the real fun begin. Once I slaughter your friends, Esqa, I will have fun killing you. And this half-looking dragon dude jumps into the air with all of his strength, and he lands right here next to Yelar. And as he lands next to Yelar, he quickly holds his breath back. And let me see here,
We're having turtle stew for dinner.
possibly.
I like this,
Tonight I
Yelar.
die on turtle
Oh
soup.
no. Oh no.
Everyone,
Shredder, huh?
everyone, including Yelar, except for everyone but Sam. You'll have to make me deck saves.
Oh god.
Not my best.
Uh,
I got a 19.
Including Esqa.
oh lord.
I'm sorry, brother.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, hey, Kai, you can roll a
Wow.
1d4. Anybody
Oh,
who
wait.
rolled ones on these, you can roll a 1d4 to give yourself that much more bonus. It's probably not going to matter, but I did what I did.
Oh, Luna has to make one too, by the way.
Hang on a second.
um,
All right. So
a
Ekhardt
7 is gonna be great.
and we're gonna say Ekhardt. Yeah, so Ekhardt and Esqa are the only two that made their save.
Hold
So,
on. What about
I had a question as far
Yeah.
as
It's not
my
for Luna, I'm
pack
sorry.
boon. The pack of the talisman
Yeah.
says when the wearer of your talisman fails an ability check, they can add a D4 to the roll.
Oh, okay. Then
Could I
yeah.
do that? Add that with
Yes, you can. I'll let that happen.
okay.
So you have a D4 for your blessing and a D4 for your talisman.
Yes.
So roll 2 of them.
All right, so you got 7 then.
So you got a 10.
So you got a 10. All right. You still failed, unfortunately.
Curses foiled
Yes.
again.
So everyone that failed is taking full damage. Esqa and Ekhardt, you take half damage. All right.
Goodbye, Luna.
As Rashi lands next to Yelar, Rashi holds out his great sword, or his long sword, or katana, I should say, and short sword, and he quickly lets out a fiery breath. Burn in the pits of a dragon's rage. And he sends out this cone of fire. Everyone is going to take 24 points of damage.
Oh, God.
Oh,
What the fuck are we fighting?
Death. We're fighting.
So I take 12, right?
Yes.
I need a doctor.
All right. So what happens here? So Luna is unconscious.
Mm.
So at this point in time, once Luna's turn comes, Luna's going to have to make a death saving throw. And I'll let you know what happens once that happens. All right. So 12 points of damage. So Esqa goes down by 12. All right. Is that everyone? All right, cool. So as Rashi lets out this fiery breath, that is his action. He can't do much else. He looks down at Yelar, who is in pain from this fire, and he just grins. This is the power of the Omnikami flowing through my veins. All right, that is their turn. Ekhardt, you see this onslaught, this massive amount of damage come from this guy. What are you doing?
Ekhardt is going to 5-foot step in front of everybody. And Ekhardt is going to use Spare the Dying. I touch Luna very briefly. I touch that living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about death saving throws. Luna's not dying.
Put her at 1 HP.
That'll put her at 1 HP. And then for the next thing he is going to do as a bonus action, because that was a cantrip, I can cast another spell. And the spell that I'm going to cast is Sanctuary, and he puts that over Yelar.
Okay. So you ward a creature with range against an attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the ward creature with an attack or spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. Okay. Gotcha.
And at that point, Ekhardt just goes, Draconic monster, you will be felled this day.
Rashi chuckles. Draconic monster? No. I am a pure warrior from Koldar. Nothing more, nothing less. All right.
End of my turn.
All right. Were you trying to say something, Yelar?
yeah. I was trying to figure out as far as the shield. Was I able to use that now, or
Don't do it. Oh,
Okay.
that affects an enemy. So it's not affecting an enemy, but that's a reaction ability.
Mhm.
And just keep in mind, it only helps you by giving you a bonus to your AC. It doesn't help with saves. So shield
Okay.
really wouldn't help you too much.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So now it is Esqa's turn. And at this point, she is pissed off. And you see her hands continue to crackle. And she quickly yells out to the party, whatever you do, do not use fire. It shall not hurt him. Anything else will do except fire. And as she says so, she's basically told you he's basically resistant to fire. So she quickly is going to run to the side. And she basically just tells everyone to scatter because she does not want to get everyone hit like that again. So she basically is going to run up here. And as she does so, she is going to use a 2nd level spell. And catch Witch Bolt at level 2. And let's see here. It does hit.
Nice.
And she's attacking Rashi for 14 points of lightning damage. And she quickly just holds her hands out and she shoots out another lightning bolt that flies over Yelar's head. And I'm going to put a icon, so I know that she still has the bolt on him. Lightning crackles and it pierces through some of the scales on this draconic-looking man. He just, damn sorceress! I've always hated you storm sorcerers. And she's gonna leave her turn there, but she did a decent amount of damage. It is now Yelar's turn.
So I am going to attack.
If you
the
attack,
dragon.
your sanctuary will go down and you will be able to be hit.
You can use this opportunity. If you still want to attack, by all means, you can. Don't forget, you do have potions.
Yep, you have 2 moderate potions. You could take one as a bonus action to heal up some.
Guess what I forgot? I have absorb element.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that as well. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So that was
4d4 plus 8.
4d4.
4d4s plus 8.
So 16.
16 points back in health to you.
Very nice.
There you go.
All right, cool.
Okay, and that was a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to attack.
Okay,
I'm gonna
it goes
use
down.
my shadow sword.
Just swing your claw. Yeah.
Yeah.
That will hit. So go on and do your 2d8
Nice.
psychic damage.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see here. Nice. So 11 points of psychic damage. So you take your hex blade and you just cut it into this half dragon man. And as you do so, parts of his scale begin to melt off as you do so. Ugh! Son of a bitch. Damn turtle.
You
All right.
shall know justice yourself.
All right, cool. So that is now Yelar's turn, unless Yelar makes a movement anywhere. But if you do move away, he will get an attack of opportunity. So keep that in mind. Sam, you're next.
Okay, I'm gonna move here. Okay. And then I'm going to say, damn tall dragon, I'll bring you to your knees and you will be my size. And I'm going to do one of the, no, shit. Can I move instead of there? Can I move here? Oops.
Yeah.
Okay. So since I have somebody next to me within 5 feet, I get an advantage, right?
Yes.
Okay. So come on.
Ooh!
Didn't even need that advantage.
I'll take it.
Nice. All right, so go ahead and roll your damage and then do sneak attack. Your sneak attack is double damage too.
Gotta roll a nat 20 on that too.
Yeah. There you go. It already knew. All right, so you did 14 normal piercing damage plus 8 sneak attack damage.
22.
22. Holy shit.
That's a lot, bro. Nice.
So
Yeah.
you quickly make your way towards your allies with your rapier, and you see, even though Sam is smaller than this now dragon-like man by one category size, Sam is no joke. He takes this to the dragon quickly, and you are able to pierce through the dragon's scales, and he begins to bleed from his mouth. Not bad, Goliath. Not bad. However, I am Rashi, the tracker of death. I shall not die so easily. All right. Sam, are you doing anything else before we move to Kai? Or is there anything else you can do, I guess I would say?
I don't think there is anything else that I can do.
All right. I was going to say, because you are a rogue, if you wanted to, you could use a bonus action to attack with like a dagger or something if you had it.
Oh, I
That's
do.
up to you.
I do have a dagger, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So,
And then
so technically you can dual wield because your rapier is a finesse weapon.
Mhm.
So you can dual wield with a knife or dagger.
so basically what I do is I say, shut up, dragon. And I'm tired of hearing your talking. Dude, holy shit.
All right. So
Nice.
you have advantage again because you are basically next to Yelar. And so you deal 11 points of damage with your dagger.
It's a crit hit, bro.
Holy shit!
Stab him
Dude,
right
you crit
in.
him freaking 3 times. That's nasty.
That's for all my stealth savings throws.
Yeah, it's
that I
all those
missed.
garbage rolls.
All right, so as you swing your dagger to the side, you kind of twirl it in your hand as you unsheath it, and Rashid does not notice you do it, and you stab him in the neck. He's not dead, but he begins to bleed from his neck.
Oh, hey, Ryan, I forgot about the curse I brought to him.
Hexblade curse.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
You do 2 bonus damage to him.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll add the 2. I forgot.
I forgot myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice, nice.
Cool. All right. Nice. It is now Kai's turn.
He's on the ropes, Kai. Finish him.
For one, Kai is gonna have Luna move away. She's gonna just go over there.
Okay.
Fair.
Let's see. I guess Kai's just gonna go for the attack.
All right.
Let's see. I don't know.
Nice. Man, everyone is doing pretty good. Oh, well, you got the 10. Never mind. I thought
Roll a
that was
d4.
Yeah,
I made my Constitution save. Bless is still alive.
it's still not gonna hit, but I'll add it.
It makes me feel good.
It
I spent a whole first level spell slot for it.
there you go. I know. I'm doing it.
You did
11.
11.
Unfortunately, yep,
All right.
unfortunately, it
I'm
does not
gonna
hit.
use. I'm gonna use a bonus action. I'm gonna try casting Ensnaring Strike.
Oh.
Okay. So
Whoops.
casting that. So if it damages, it'll do 6. So what? Go ahead and click on the spell so we see what that does
Oh,
on your spell page. I forget what that does.
all right.
All right. So ensnaring strike. So the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, a wreathing mass of thorny vines appear at the point of impact, and the target must. Okay.
So it'll basically be on his next attack.
Yes. Yeah. The
I
next
need
attack
to
turn.
roll to see if it actually hits. So I'll just do ours.
Well, you'll have to actually hit him for this to go off. So you have to wait till your next attack.
Yep.
Yeah. Since you shot your
I
arrow
don't
first.
even know if it hit. Does it automatic? Oh yeah, it's a DC save, so he has to save, don't it?
No.
Yeah.
What happens is you have to first hit him with a normal attack. Now that you've casted it,
Oh,
you have
okay.
to. So basically, you like buffed your next attack.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So remember, you can use
Sorry.
a bonus action before a normal action. So if you had done this before you tried to attack, it would have tried to go off. But yeah, so your
Okay.
next attack.
He was hoping I hit my next attack.
Yes, exactly.
And
So
you
it-
have a healing potion too. Don't
Yes.
forget that guy.
Yeah, he can't take it now because it was a bonus action. He used that already,
Yeah.
All right. So Kai, do you move your character anywhere?
Go back to my tree.
but there you go.
All right. So with that, it is now Rashi's turn. Rashi, now in pain, looking at the tallest individual here. Rashi quickly looks at Sam. You are the biggest threat, then. Then it is you I shall challenge. And he quickly looks at Sam. He takes his katana and he quickly slashes at you with it. Sam, and he swings. I did 15. Does that hit you?
My armor class is 15.
So I'm going to pause you right there. I'm using my reaction at this point to do Sentinel. Creature within 5 feet or makes an attack against a target other than you, and that target doesn't have this feat. You can use your reaction to make a melee attack against that attacking creature.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack against him before he hits Sam.
Oh,
All right,
23 hit.
23 hits. Nice.
For 11 points of slashing.
All right, you take your halberd, and Sam, as you see Rashi come with his katana with deadly precision, before he even hits you, Ekhardt interrupts Rashi with his halberd and slashes into Rashi's arm, almost cutting it off. It's the arm that's holding the katana, but he just chuckles. Not yet. And even though he's really hurt, he continues with his attack, and he's able to still hit you because I rolled a 15. So you will be taking... let's see here.
Our boys are messed.
11 points of damage.
So I'm gonna do stone endurance. No. Yeah, stone endurance.
Mhm.
So I'm
What's that
gonna
do?
roll a 1d here. I'll click here.
Yep.
Show you.
As a reaction, nice.
I'm gonna roll 1d12.
Plus, okay, plus 2.
So you'll reduce it by
5.
5.
Nice.
So I took 6 hits of damage.
Exactly. And
Nice.
as he cuts you with the katana, he gets to attack multiple times. He has multi-attack. So he swings the katana again at you. And this is going to hit. I rolled a 13 plus whatever his strength is, which is
Good old multi-attack.
and this one is going to deal 8 points of damage. So this one you'll take the full 8.
And I chuckle and say, that was nothing compared to what I did to you.
So the 6 plus the 8 damage, and then he just looks at you. I'm not done. And he twirls his short sword. I have one too. And he swings the short sword at you, and I rolled a 17, so that will hit.
Talk your shit, though, Sam. Talk your shit.
The short sword deals
all the way to death.
8 points of damage as well.
Oofa.
And you can see that Sam and Rashi, they're in this melee combat, swinging their blades at each other. And at this point, the death dog continues to eat down at this adventurer, and it slowly looks up at the party, and it looks over at Rashi, and it just stands there watching you growling. It does not attack. You don't know why. All right, Ekhardt, it is now your turn.
Okay. Ekhardt is going to go ahead and he is going to move 5 feet. Actually, how do I want to do this? Yeah, he's going to move here. Just a 5-foot step. And as he does, he's using the halberd. You kind of see him kind of shift his hands a little bit closer. And now he's just stabbing at him at this point.
Okay.
So he is going to do... first off, a bonus action. He's going to second wind. This time he is going to heal 1d10 plus 2. We'll take 4. It's something better than nothing.
Yep.
And as he does that, he'll make his halberd strike. And I don't think he's going to get him this time.
No, nope, that's not going to hit, unfortunately. All right. Do you do anything else?
He'll just say to him at this point, "It's time for you to fall."
All right. And it is now Esqa's turn. She still has the Witch Bolt, so she's not going to make attack roll because Witch Bolt's on auto hit. She'll just do a D12. Let me roll her.
I think it's 2d12, right? You casted it.
No, it's only for the initial damage.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And she will deal 8 points of lightning damage. So she yells out in anger, and as she does, a loud thunderous burst, and she strikes with her lightning bolt, and she moves the witch bolt into the arm that was half cut. And as she does so, you die today, Rashi. And his arm that's holding the katana that's half cut, it bursts from the lightning, and his arm goes flying. And Rashi, he yells out in pain, "Ah, not yet. I still live. I am the tracker of death." And Esqa yells out, "Yelar, finish him!"
Finish him.
All right. I am going to attack with the shadow sword again.
All right, so roll your claw, and you get a +2 to this damage if you hit. Nice, that hits. So go ahead and
Nice.
2d8 psychic damage. Nice, for 5 points of damage, +2,
Plus
so
2.
7.
7. Then also I wanted to hang on a second. Use my wrathful smite.
Bonus action? Oh, man. The next time you hit with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your attack deals an extra 1d6 psychic. So that's for the next time you hit with a melee weapon.
I should have done that first.
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
No, it's all right.
Well, I was going to say he's dead anyways.
Oh, is he?
You did
You Yeah. So how does Yelar kill
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
Rashi?
just to let you know, I'm your law, bringer of justice. As he comes up and takes the sword, basically stabbing him right through his chest, and just kind of stares at him up at his eyes.
All right. So as you stab Rashi in the chest. As you do so, this powerful burst of energy just begins to flow out of his body. And as it does so, his body begins to shift down into a medium-sized creature. And as it does so, the draconic-looking look about him begins to shift back to his human form. And what you see now standing before you is just a regular-looking human from Ashae who drops down to his back and knees, and his skin begins to crinkle and basically crumble. And as he's yelling, you can see the energy just burst from him, and as he tries to hold it in. No, the power of the Omnikami is mine. Ah! And as he yells out, soon enough, he lies there dead. And that death dog that stares at you all, it slowly vanishes. But as it vanishes, it doesn't vanish in a way that it looks like it dies. It looks like it's more of like a retreating vanish. It turns into like this shadowy figure and it just disappears. And as that happens, Esqa, she is looking at the rest of you, and she kind of just pants a bit because you all just took a beating.
Yeah.
And
it's only a flesh wound.
She looks around at everyone. Is everyone okay?
Can I pick, or can I search the man's pockets?
Yeah, I could better. I can say how much.
I'm gonna do my channel divinity to preserve life. So anybody who's below half health, so Kai and Sam, what are your current health totals?
21. Well, no, not 13.
13 of how much?
35.
13 of 35. So can take you up to. So he'll give you 4 hit points, Kai.
I'm at 8 of 32.
God. So he'll give you 4, and then he'll give 2 to Luna. He just kind of expels this like kind of comforting, warm light kind of emits from him, and you all are healed slightly with his channel divinity. And then at that point, he just kind of stabs his halberd in the ground near the now kicked over campfire. Oh, that's a lot of work for an old man. Yelar, next time, don't blow them up on me. I don't need their viscera.
So Sam, I want Sam to like maybe search his pockets and see if I find any notes, money, any kind of things that are worth looting from.
All right,
Dragon guy.
Okay, so as you search Rashid's body, you don't find anything too much of value. He does have about 10 gold in his pocket. There is a note in one of his pockets as well. But other than that, that's about it.
So I want to take the note and give it to Esqa.
Okay.
And then basically like throw a couple, the 10 coins, just basically throw them in the fire.
Okay. So Esqa takes the note and she just nods towards you. From Rashid, is it?
Yes, I found it in his pocket.
She quickly takes the note and begins to look into it. And she reads, and she doesn't read it out loud, but she just folds it back up and puts it in one of her pockets. I see. They are on to me. After tonight, we must make sure that we do not trust any others like we did tonight. Do we understand this? This is what I mean. These are the soldiers of Koldar. He, Rashid, is just a common warrior from Koldar. This is not something to be trifled with. As you saw yourself, he spoke of the Omnikami's powers. Koldar is not a nation with any values. They have forsaken the Omnikami, and they will do anything to rule over all of Ashae. You have seen the powers that one from Koldar can hold. That death dog that was with him, it did not die when he died. It retreated. It is going to warn any other Koldarians of our location. We have to be careful from now on.
Let them come. We will bring them to the knees like we did the Dragonborn.
So as you're talking, Kai, you wrote a nat 20 to investigate the adventurers. When you search their camp, again, they were just common adventurers. It seems like Rashid was able to convince them that he would give them plenty of money in order to basically get Esqa and whatever she's holding. You find a couple of gold coins scattered in their camp and a bunch of food and drinks, but it's about 20 gold coins that you find.
So I should have asked, the money that I found on the guy that I threw in the fire, was that coins from our country or his country?
Coins from your country, Tirastir.
Damn it, I threw him in the fire. I thought they were coins from his country.
No. Gold coins.
Oh, okay. Well, that sucks.
Cool. So I found
I'm sure
some
we could put
food.
him out.
Nice. That'll help us in our travels.
You find plenty of food from the camp and 20 gold coins.
Keep in mind, Ekhardt did knock out one of these guys.
Yes.
So you see Ekhardt at this point is taking out some of his hempen rope, and he cuts a portion of it off, and he's kind of putting him into a hog tie, and he kind of drags him over to where that backpack is.
Okay.
Slumps him next to it, takes out a piece of parchment and writes on it, "I have not fulfilled my rights of the Adventurers Guild. I should be arrested." And I stick it to him at that point with a small pin.
Damn. Okay.
I was just
When
going to
you
point
wake-
out that we're in the woods. He might not last long tied like that.
Yeah, well, he'll figure it out, won't he?
All right. And with that, the party, you're either able to stay camp here for the rest of the night to rest, or you can move forward and rest elsewhere. And with that, we'll go ahead and end this episode of Taverns and Caverns Side Stories. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Taverns and Caverns. But before we go, you can follow me on Twitter at HaphazardDM.
Yeah, my name is Jake Life. You can find me on Twitter at JKLife. You can also find me on Instagram at the same.
Yeah, I'm Rod, also Rodimus. I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and plug my social media. Maybe it might encourage me to actually use it more. You can follow me on Instagram at Rodimus83 and on Twitter at Rodimus7901.
And I'm Patrick. Thank you, Hap, again for having us and inviting us to this. And you can find me on Twitch at Casper, spelled with a K, The Wicked, WIKID. And you can also find me on Twitter and the same thing.
I'm Mark. Thank you, Hap, for letting me experience my first time on D&D. I actually quite enjoyed myself, even though I was quiet for the most part. But I have nothing to plug in social media wise.
All right, cool. Well, no problem. That's okay. But those are all of our players. You can find them all at the Twitter or Instagram handles that they've mentioned. And again, you can find Taverns and Caverns at tavernscaverns.com or Taverns Caverns on Twitter. Thank you so much, everyone, and you all have a wonderful day or night.